Yo, what's up everyone? A very good evening to you all. Rashid here. One of the top questions that I often get asked is how do I create cinematic videos? But in this video, I'm gonna be showing you how I do create my personal B-rolls. So guys, this entire B-roll sequence that you have just seen was entirely shot on a smartphone, on one of the Samsung Galaxy smartphones. As long as you know the settings, as long as you know how to use it correctly, and of course going out and utilizing efficiently the surroundings. This shows you that you don't need to have a professional camera to start creating content. Speaking about camera settings, I personally love shooting in Pro mode or manual mode. This gives me the flexibility within the camera, shooting exactly that I want. For example, shooting in Pro mode and using the manual focus feature prevents unnecessary focus hunting, which is quite common while using the autofocus feature. Another tip about shooting within the smartphone camera is shooting at a higher frame rate. 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second or higher are really good if you're planning to have slow-mo within your cinematic videos. And of course bringing it in post, or what you can refer to as editing, and slowing it to 24 frames per second, giving it that super cinematic dreamy look. I personally enable grid lines for reference regarding the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is a type of composition in which the frame is divided into thirds both horizontally and vertically, creating reference points which act as guidelines while framing the image. This is our very first shot, and what we are going to do with it is very simple. We are going to move forward while tilting the camera up. We are going to move forward while tilting the camera using the gimbal up. So this is basically our second shot. It's a push forward gimbal shot. What I did was very simple with this shot. I waited for people to pass in front of the camera so that when I bring it in post and I slow it down, it would look more cinematic because we have elements in front of the camera, we have people. If you closely look at our third shot, what I noticed is that there was a pole in front. So I used this pole and then wiped the camera from left to right, of course making sure that the entire frame was blocked from left to right, giving me that option to mask it out in Premiere Pro. The next shot was a shot where I was panning from up to down. Of course, just like how Peter McKinnon likes to pan through things, I noticed there was a palm tree, so I decided to pan from the tree leaves sloping down. So I had to move forward and go to the junction so that I could get a crispy junction cinematic shot, and luckily there was a Challenger Dodge. Looking at our next shot, also the fourth shot, what I noticed that there was a pole just on the left side. So what I did, I went near the pole and then adjusted my camera settings to Pro mode and then used this pole as a transition. So basically the next shot is a gimbal shot with a camera where I was tilting the camera up. You can notice that there is another pole in front here. The reason why I always want to shoot where there is an object in front is because it helps to put emphasis that there is emotion within the camera movements.